Alright, so I haven't been putting out any videos lately, as you notice, and couple of the reasons why is, it's first of all Christmas. Like most Americans, we went kind of crazy this year on Christmas where we otherwise wouldn't, which I guess helped out the economy. And then the second reason why is because we've had an unusually cold and snowy winter, and lipos don't really do much in the cold. I mean, we're talking way below zero. I think we set a record, if I remember correctly, at around, with the wind chill, like 32 or 40 below zero. I can't remember which one. And then when it was nice in January, it was extraordinarily windy. So it doesn't do any good to build quadcopters and fly quadcopters when that is taking place. So, and then the third is redoing the hobby room here. So what I had to do with the hobby room, it was supposed to be a small project, but like any small project when you're dealing with an old house, it turns into a very big project really quick. So a lot of knob and tube was found above the ceiling here, and I had to redo all the electrical all the way back to the breaker box. So there's a lot of fishing that was going on and so on and so forth to get all the new wiring. The new room will have 7 outlets, so there'll be 7 outlets. That's where the light switch goes for the main light switch. And then back here where you see an empty spot, this is where the bench is going to go, right here. And then right above it is going to be a black pegboard, and there's going to be electrical behind that. There's going to be an outlet towards the top there to run the fluorescent lights. They're actually going to be LED bulbs, but it's a fluorescent light fixtures. That's underneath the main shelf there. That's going to shine down on the bench. And I want an outlet up there so I don't have cords draping down the wall. And so I want to put a light switch that's right above the bench there and have an outlet above where that switch actually runs that. And then there's going to be an outlet there and an outlet here for the bench. So you can see the wire hanging down. That'll be the main wire hanging down. It'll go over to it'll just daisy chain off that outlet to that outlet and then down to that switch, the one lead. And then you can see with the black tape, there's another wire hanging down. That's going to be for the second outlet. So I can run my soldering iron and whatever not, my testing equipment off those 2 outlets. And then over here where the lathe is going to go, actually the lathe is going to go back here. There's another outlet behind the chair there. And then there's an outlet there that'll be used for the charging station. So lots of outlets, lots of electrical that went into place here. Figured it all out, and then getting it so that I got all the knob and tube out of the living room upstairs above this room. And also behind this wall here is another room, and it had knob and tube above it as well, and I was able to access it. Once I took the ceiling out, I was able to go over and access it, so I went ahead and replaced that as well. And then it's going to get a new floor as well. So that's what's been going on, guys. It started out to be a small project, ended up being a very extensive project. It's supposed to be, I was planning on spending maybe $500 total on this whole job, and it's going to be around $1,000. So it's just like anything else when you work on an old house or any house. It's always going to be more money or take more time than you planned. So what I have to do is do the taping on the seams here. I didn't run the drywall horizontally like you normally would, and the reason why is because there's been quite a bit of waste. It's not quite 8 feet, and then I would end up with another 2 small pieces over here on the side, or just another butt joint, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted these nice joints here so I can just fill them in on both sides, fill them in here on my finish up to about here. So about 12 inches is what I should be able to do. Whatever ends up flat, so that way it's totally flat all the way across. So it's probably going to take I would guess 3 coats. You know, your main coat with your tape, your second, your second coat, and then your finishing coat after your sand. And then the corners and stuff like that I got to do. I also got crown molding going in. I got base molding going in, but I also have corner molding going in. So, and the reason I'm doing the corner molding is because this is an old house. It does shift a little bit still. The house is about 90 years old, but it is a solid built house too. I mean, it's extraordinarily solid, but still, I don't want any cracks or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and seal those up with tape, and then I'll just put a nice corner molding in there to match up with the crown molding and the floor base molding. So this blank spot, like I said, is furred out to put the pegboard in, so I can put shelves up. I can also hang my quads and stuff for the videos. This old window here, eventually when this becomes part of a bedroom, this window's got to come out anyway and put a much longer window in for safety reasons. So if there was a fire, you can have an egress for children or whatever, for whoever's down in this bedroom. So I'm not really too concerned about that window. I'm going to case it out, go ahead and foam it all in, case it out, and then just kind of redo it so it seals up a lot better. So that's what we got there. And then here's the door opening here. And that's another thing too, the room wasn't exactly plumb. So I had to kind of plumb up the drywall too with furring, so that the drywall's now, there's no big bows in it or anything like that. I had to actually take a planer and shave down some of the floor joists that go in, because they were some bowing in them. You know, when they built these old houses, they weren't built for finished basements and stuff, so I had to plane a lot of them down to get some of the humps out. I'm going to clean up this floor, and then I'm going to put some 1/4 inch, I don't know if I'm going to go with plywood, probably go with particle board, because it's nice and flat and it's easy to work with. And then I'm going to put the linoleum tiles over the top of it. It's going to be gray tiles, and then put a transition strip across where the door is so you can't skin your feet on it and tear it up. So I'll do that, and I'll be replacing those stupid tiles that are out there as well. So yeah, I'm going to keep the door. I was going to put a new door in, but to be honest with you, once this becomes part of a bedroom, that whole wall's going to come out anyway. So I just decided, hey, you know what, screw it. This room used to be a room where they had the oil heater. They had, well, at first they had a wood heater, and then they had a coal-driven heater here for the furnace for the whole house. And then went to oil, and then eventually got taken out. So behind this wall here is actually cinder block, so for fireproofing, I guess. So yeah, so that's what's been going on, guys. That's why you haven't seen any videos. Been really busy with getting this all done, and when it's all done, I'm going to really appreciate it for sure. So there you go, guys. So I should be back here, and I'm guessing a couple of weeks with some new videos. I got to build the fastback and the breakneck. I got a couple other things planned as well. So, but for right now, I gotta get on these Mudman taping and stuff. And I hate Mudman taping. I used to do it for a living, and I hated it. So I did it for about 1.5 years when I was young and fit, and that was many years ago. So that's what I got going on, guys. So thanks for tuning in.